Good morning, children. So, in today's class, I'll continue chapter number 10, reaching the age of adolescence. So, till now, what we have discussed about adolescence and the definition of puberty. Puberty is onset of sexual maturity, and adolescence is a period of our life when the body undergoes different changes. So that is a period of adolescence, and it may start from 13 and remains till 19. After that, we discussed the changes occurring at puberty. Different changes takes place at puberty. First, we had discussed the increase in height, change in body shape, voice changes, and after that, sebaceous glands and sweat glands increases. After that, we discussed the development of sex organs and reaching the mental and intellectual, emotionally mature. So it is a thought that a person or a child becomes emotionally, physically, mentally, intellectually mature. After that, we discuss the secondary sexual characteristics. Secondary sexual characteristics helps to differentiate between male and female due to their sex organs. So already about sex organs we have read in chapter number 9. And one thing very interesting, we read that the male hormones, which why these changes are taking place in our body, which part is responsible. So there is a endocrine system and the hormones which are released that are responsible for producing these changes. So next, our today's topic is the role of hormones in initiating the reproductive functions. So children, already we have discussed that hormones are the chemicals which are released in the bloodstream. Children, try to understand, it's very, very important concept. Hormones are released by endocrine system and these are the chemicals. ये आपको पता है, different glands are there in the endocrine system which releases the hormones. And these hormones are released directly into the bloodstream. They do not need any of the ducts. डक्ट्स मीन्स उनको कोई ट्यूब या कोई वेन्स ऐसा नहीं चाहिए होता है. डायरेक्टली वी आर रिलीजिंग द that glands are releasing the hormones into the bloodstream. After the bloodstream, they reaches to a particular body part, and that part is known as a target site. So it's very, very, you must understand this concept. It's very important. What happens when endocrine glands releases the hormone? After releasing the hormones, what happens? It reaches to the bloodstream. Directly that hormones are released into the blood and they reach to a particular body part which is known as a target site. After that, target site respond to the hormones. And in next line, this question is very, very important. There are many endocrine glands or ductless glands in the body. So kindly, you may frame one extra question here. Why endocrine glands are known as ductless gland? Kindly write down. Why endocrine glands are known as, एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन फ्रेम कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे आप. राइट डाउन व्हाई endocrine glands are known as ductless glands. Why endocrine glands are known as ductless glands? So reason आपके पास यहीं से आ जाएगा. You will reason that endocrine gland release hormones into the bloodstream to reach a particular body part called the target site. Children, are you understanding? कि जो glands हार्मोन रिलीज करती है वो डायरेक्ट किस में रिलीज होती हैं? That are released into the blood stream, and from blood stream they reach to a particular body part which is known as a target site. It's very, very important. Yes, Aditya Jan, continue. Continue reading from the next paragraph. Aditya Jan, unmute. Okay, now you have must learnt about that already we have learnt about the male and female secondary sexual characteristics. Further, the sex hormones are under the control of the hormone of a pituitary gland. Children, it's very, very important. Sex hormones are under the control of the hormones from the pituitary gland. So you may underline, pituitary secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in the ovaries and sperms forms in the testes. One more extra question you can frame over here. Why pituitary gland is known as master gland? Why? Kindly write down.
Ma'am, we have already written it.
Already you have written? Okay, it's okay if you have done it. Why pituitary, let me repeat it. Why pituitary gland is known as master gland? Here, I think also here I had given this question. Maybe in this paragraph I had given the question. So why pituitary gland is known as a master gland? Because it controls all the functions of the glands. It is the hormones is under the control of another secretive from the endocrine gland. So that's why pituitary gland is known as a master gland, because it controls all the hormones secreted by different glands. So children, whatever we have learned, that has been uh, written here in the flowchart form. First of all, hormones from a pituitary stimulates testes and ovaries to release testosterone. It's very, very important. Testosterone, what is it? Testosterone is a male hormone and female hormone is estrogen. You may find 1 mark questions, MCQs questions. Testosterone is a male hormone and estrogen is a female hormone. Then these are released in the bloodstream. From the bloodstream, they reach the target site, and after that, they stimulate the changes. After that, the changes takes place in our body. Okay. Till here, children, tell me if anything is not clear to you. You can ask if any of the thing, because this is very important. This is how the hormones work in our body and how they respond. So here is one more paragraph that Paheli and Bujo have now understood that puberty marks the beginning of reproductive period. It's very, very important. Puberty means the beginning of reproductive period. One is able or capable of reproduction. Okay? So kindly underline. Next, children, let's continue with the next. Okay, children. Next topic is reproductive phase of life in humans. So let's continue. That already we have read. The adolescent become capable of production when their testes and ovaries begins to produce hormones. So begins to produce the gametes. So Anshika Agarwal, I want you to read this paragraph.
Ma'am, can I read?
Okay, you read first of all. Start. Continue reading. Adolescents become capable of reproduction
Reproduction when their testes and ovaries begin to reduce gametes, the capacity of the maturation and reproduction of gametes last few for a much longer time in male and then in female.
Okay.
In
Okay,
female,
thank
the
you.
reproductive
Okay, beta. Yes, Arav Segal, continue. Second paragraph.
In female, the reproductive
Loudly,
phase
small
of
bit
life
loudly, better.
begins.
Loudly, not able to hear.
Hello?
Yes.
In females, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty 10 to 12 years of age and generally lasts till the age of approximately 45 to 50 years. The ova begin to mature with the onset of puberty. One ovum matures and is released by one of the ovaries once in about 28 to 30 days. During this period, the wall of uterus becomes thick so as to receive the egg, in case it is fertilized and begins to develop. This results in pregnancy. If fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus, along with its blood vessels, are shed off. This causes bleeding in women, which is called menstruation. Menstruation occurs in once in about 28 to 30 days. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty and is termed menarche. At 45 to 50 years of age, the menstrual cycle stops. Stoppage of menstruation is termed menopause.
Okay, better.
Initially,
Okay, fine, it is. So children, let me tell you, it's very, very important, and 2, 3 extra questions can be there in this. Here we can frame. So what happens, already we have read that what happens when the hormones are released. Okay. Now let's discuss about the reproductive phase of life in humans. Already you have learned that during this adolescence age, the testes and ovaries, they start to produce gametes. Can anybody tell me which testes what they produces? Which which gamete testis produces and which gamete that ova produces or ovum produces, male gamete or female gamete? Male gamete already you have learned in chapter. Yes, Ananya?
Ma'am, testis produces male gametes and ova produces female gametes.
Female gamete, and the name of male gamete are sperms and female gamete is eggs, you may say. After that, what happens, especially in females, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty. And you know, the puberty starts at the age of 10 to 12, or from 13, we can say teenage. That starts from 13 and remain till 19. And generally in females, what happens, the reproductive phase, I'm not talking about the puberty or adolescence, I'm talking about the reproductive phase. Reproductive phase begins at, kindly underline it because many of the extra questions you can frame over here, and 1 mark questions can also be there in the form of MCQs. The reproductive phase in females begin at 11 to 12 and last till the age of 45 to 50 years. Okay. Now, what happens during this reproductive phase we are talking about? One ovum matures. So children, kindly underline what happens. One ovum matures and released by one of the ovaries in about 28 to 30 days. During this period, the uterus becomes thick and becomes thick as it has to receive the egg, and in case it is fertilized and begin to develop. So children, 2 cases are there. One, if the fertilization takes place, then it results in the pregnancy. Okay, that we have already read. But on the other side, if fertilization does not takes place, then what happens? The eggs are released in the form of the blood vessels. So blood vessels are shed off monthly in the form of a bleeding, which is known as menstruation. So kindly underline, you may find the definitions of menstruation. And it occurs once in 28 to 30 days. So the one more definition is there. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty, that is known as menarche. So there may be the definitions of menarche and menopause. So menopause is the stage where the menstrual cycle stop. That is known as menopause. I hope you have underlined all the definitions: menstruation, menarche, and menopause. Bleeding in the women, that is known as a menstruation. And when the first flow starts, that is known as menarche. When it stops at the age of 45 to 50, then it is known as menopause. So initially, the menstrual cycle can be irregular, but it soon it becomes regular. Maybe in the beginning it will be irregular. Maybe after more than 1 month it can be there, but soon it becomes regular. So children, this is the reproductive phase in females. So you may frame 1 or 2 extra questions. What happens when the fertilization takes place? And what happens when the fertilization does not take place? And the beginning of reproductive phase, at which age the reproductive phase increases, at which age it ends. Extra questions you can frame over here. So children, you may ask anything regarding this paragraph. If any of the thing is not clear to you, anyone, you can ask. Is it clear? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that concept clear to you? So here is a question. Paheli asks,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Paheli asks that the reproductive life of a woman lasts from menarche to menopause. Is she right? Would you like to say something? Is it right or not? She is true?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the reproductive life or reproductive phase of women lasts from menarche to menopause. Okay. So Akshita Senwal, I want you to continue with the next paragraph. Last, menstrual cycle is controlled by hormones.
Hormones. The cycle includes the mensuration of the egg, its release, thickening of uterine wall, and its breakdown if pregnancy does not occur. In case the egg is fertilized, it begins to divide and then gets embedded in the uterus for further development, as you have learned in chapter 9.
So I hope children, already we have read about the development of an embryo in the uterus in chapter 9. Okay. And one more thing we are going to study, that how is the sex of a baby determined? Earlier in the last chapter, we have just read about the how different cells combine and they form the embryo, how embryos start developing in the uterus. But next, we'll talk about that how the sex of the child can be determined. So who is responsible for it? If the child inside the mother's womb is a boy or a girl? So children, are you having any idea about it? Or have you heard anything about this concept? Earlier it was like that the only women are responsible for producing girl child. And already we have learned about infanticides even. Are you having any idea about it? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No idea who is responsible. Okay. About infanticide, we have already heard. So, children, both are responsible. Even the earlier it was said that only mothers are responsible for producing girl or a boy child. But now, if we go for the scientific way, see, let me tell you, we are having this diagram that sex determination in the humans. Now, let me tell you, we are having total 23 pairs of chromosomes. Let me tell you, how many pairs of chromosomes are there? We are having 23 pairs of chromosomes.
Ma'am, 20. 3.
23. And out of these 23 pairs, 22 pairs are same in male and female. Okay. And only one chromosome is separate, that is totally different in the males and female. Let me tell you one thing.
Ma'am, board is not clear properly.
Okay. 22 pairs are there. 22 pair are same. Okay. 22 pair are same and one is different. And in
Ma'am,
male, yes.
ma'am, the board is not clearly because the light is reflecting.
Wait. Let me see. Now, small bit.
Yes, ma'am.